Shalom, Half-a-Day. I'm Quentin De Leon Guerrero. This is Limewire Athletics. Welcome back. It's been some time. Work got pretty hectic, pretty crazy, pretty fast. I also had to move on short notice. It's kind of why we're in a different setting, somewhat a little bit different. Still not finished getting settled in, but give me some time, a couple more weeks. Follow it, feel it out. We'll figure it out where everything feels best. But for now, I just want to get on here, kind of get back into things. I know last time I talked about introducing some terms that I'm going to be using commonly. I got a few of them written up here. We'll run through them for a bit. I had some thoughts. Well, obviously I've had some thoughts. It's been some time, a couple months, on the ideas that were talked about before. One of them being, I think that that women's job, if men's job, one of their primary default jobs is a warrior, a soldier within our society, within a culture, within society. I think that a women's job, one of them default jobs would be by default. An opposite would be a healer or medicine, something to that effect. If they are to protect, then I think another inherent job on the other side of that would be to heal. More on that later. Let's get on these terms for now. Try and get back into the swing of things as far as where this channel goes. Now, remember, this is about advanced training. So we're gonna go through, I'm assuming that you guys have some ideas, but as terms and ideas come up, I will introduce them here or just through various media. But let's go through some terms. So basically, this is all about exercising, right? This whole channel is about exercising, basically. What is exercising? Movements that have intention to generate a certain physical quality. That's all. Let's just succinctly summarize it as that. Okay. First, what we got here is training. After that, we got workout. Now, who knows the difference? If you do, I'll write it down. But the difference between training and working out, I think most normal people don't really see a difference or wouldn't know a difference. But the difference that we want to know, that we want to recognize here, is that training has a specific goal. It's really intentional about where it's trying to go, as opposed to working out is just a general exercises for general health. You're not necessarily aiming for anything specific, any specific physical quality. Training and working out, they do get you healthy. They will get you healthy, but training has a specific purpose, a specific physical quality that you're looking for to get. It has intention. So let's put that up there. Training is specific or intentional. Specific, intentional. Working out is just general health. Hope you guys can see the whiteboard, the letters, words. Probably too small. I need to work on my writing, camera angles. We'll work that out as time passes. All right, next we got session. So a session is basically a short time of exercise. This is what we're gonna go a session. All right. We're gonna put scheduled exercises. All right. Now we're getting to the real things. Intensity. Now the next three are kind of the meat and potatoes of that phrase of exercising, of training. Now intensity refers to how hard or how heavy, how intense. Okay. How heavy, right. Now volume. Volume is referring to how much work specifically. So total work. We'll just put how much. Total. Total amount. All right. Now frequency. Frequency refers to how often. Now adjust these three, intensity, volume, and frequency, playing with those variables. Obviously you're going through working out sessions or training sessions, and you know these three variables, intensity, volume, and frequency. Playing with those variables, you can basically come up with any kind of training or workout program on your own. All right, I'm going to train very intense. I'm not going to do too much work. How much work? Not a lot. How often? Maybe a couple days a week. You can write your own things like that just by playing with these. Just by knowing these right here, you can play with different training programs and protocols. Moving on. Now let's talk about fitness. What is fitness? What is actually fitness? I think we hear about this word a lot. I don't think we actually know or have a succinct, can come up with a short, compact definition on what fitness is. What is fitness? Fitness is your ability to recover between physical endeavors. Okay? How quickly you can do another physical event or effort. Okay, so you ran 30 miles. How quickly can you recover before you need to bench 3 plates? You know what I mean? That's fitness. Now, the higher your fitness, the shorter time of recovery you need to go into another physical endeavor. So someone who's super fit, they can just do physical work all day and intense physical work all day and not really phase them. But someone who has low fitness, right, they're going to do that 30-mile run or 30-minute run, whatever it is, and they're going to be sore and hurting and in bed for the next 3-4 days. Okay, that's someone with low fitness compared to someone with high fitness. So recovery between feats. Okay. Strength. Now we're getting into some real variables here. Things that, Strength. What is strength? Strength is, what can we say about strength? Strength is the amount of force that can be applied. If you have high strength, you have a lot of force. All right, endurance. Endurance. What can we say? How can we define endurance? Endurance is length of work, right? How long can you work? Volume is asking how much. So if you're working, let's say you're doing a session, you're doing an endurance session, and you can only work for 5-minute intervals. You do 5 minutes, you do a 10-minute rest, do another 5 minutes, you're working your endurance, you say. Volume would then count only those 5-minute intervals. Now obviously you would want your endurance, this is kind of advanced, we kind of know already. We'd want our endurance sessions to be, you take those 5 minutes to say 50 minutes. But that is what endurance is tracking. How long of work. If you have high endurance, you can work long. If you have low endurance, you can work short only. Now warrior, these last two, there's a bit of a asterisk, a bit of a caveat there. As we get delve deeper into my system, there's a reason why these two kind of are interchangeable. They're kind of the same. Depends on which program we're working with. As we get more into it, I'll let you know, because really these are the same days.